1187 on Good Friday, April 3rd, 2026. Got a bunch of text check-ins this morning. I'm going to change things around a little bit. Read off the text check-ins. I'm going to do some mobiles. Then I'm going to take 10 radio check-ins. Then I'll come and do 10 text check-ins. We got Jose. He's up really early this morning. He was with us last night, up late, KJ5MEL. Larry, KM7CGI. Lou from, I want to say Fort Lauderdale, Lou, but you're in Lake Worth. KE4EPS. Ed, K4POI. Paul, also from Lake Worth, KG4GOQ. And 3SQR. Roy from Roy this morning. He's way down the list. K8BYU. Jay didn't know if he was going to make it this morning or not. He says he's got a big day at work. K1MCO, KI6KQO, K8UFM, KM4WZD, K4HB, KC2NJV, N3DQD, K4GDS, K4MMX, K04CKV. Let me scroll down here. We got a big list this morning. KK7YDY, W7CVE, WA8PGV, WB3EYR, KR4EL, KF8EVB, KB5NJU, W3ICQ. Who do we have in mobiles this morning? Who's mobile? Mobile stations only, call signs twice and slowly. Good morning, this is Dick, WB2JPQ. I'll be here with Jeff, KE0GKF, and Vicky, KE8VKY. Good morning, mobiles only.
Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Charlie Kilo. Kilo Echo 2, Charlie Charlie Kilo, mobile.
KQ4 UAM, KQ4 UAM, mobile.
K4 GDS, K4 GDS. KJ5 MLZ, KJ5 MLZ, mobile.
Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Quebec Foxtrot. Kilo Foxtrot 8, Echo Quebec Foxtrot. Mobile in and out, please. Well, that was pretty painless. Good morning to Robert from Allen Park, Michigan. He was in and out this morning. KF8EQF. Happy Easter to you, Robert. Sorry you can't stick around. KJ5MLZ. Ellen from Kendall, New York. You're up bright and early. Ellen, thought maybe you might be off today. KQ4UAM. Got Matt from Frankfurt, New York. And it looks like KZ4JN. Good morning to you, sir. And our question, I guess I ought to tell everybody our question. We thought we'd try to keep with the Easter tradition. Vicky came up with a question last night. When was the last time you colored Easter eggs? When was the last time you colored Easter eggs? Maybe you did it this week. I'm thinking back, I haven't done it for 10 or 12 years since my grandkids were small. So that's our question. Good morning, KZ4JN.
Good morning, Dick, and everyone else. I hope everyone's going to have a great weekend. I would say it's probably been about 14 years since my kids were that age where they were interested in coloring eggs. Hope everyone has a great day, and I'll send it back to you, Dick. This is Kilo Zulu 4, Juliet, November.
Sure, I think Vicky will go with the years, if I'm not mistaken. I guess she's rounding it off 10 to 15 or so forth is the way we usually do it. Thank you, sir. Matt, KE2CK, good morning.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning to everybody on the net. Last year, we did it with the boys. He loves to do that, so actually just picked up something to do with him tomorrow. And got some Easter things still to do, but yeah. So tomorrow and for that last year. So anyhow, everybody have a wonderful day and happy Easter to all. This is KE2CCK back to net control 73.
Kevin, K24AM, good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the crew. Happy Easter, everybody. I have to say it's got to be at least 20 years or so. Appreciate everybody. Hope everybody has a happy Easter. Stay safe and well. KQ4UAM, back to the net.
Kevin, 20 years, you ought to do it just because you need to do it. Thank you. Well, that'll be a number to be, 20 years. Good morning and happy Easter. Alan, N2ZVN.
Morning, Dick. Everyone on the Brew. Well, it was last year, and of course, you know, I got my 10-year-old into that sort of thing, so I got to participate. And tomorrow will probably be the day for this year. So, hey, everyone, have a happy Easter and a great weekend. And to ZVN, back to that.
Hey, Alan, I could hear a heterodyne in there. Maybe you'll come off hook, disable your repeaters PL. You got somebody coming in there with you. I heard the heterodyne. Good morning to where am I going here? Yeah, KJ5MLZ.
KJ5MLZ. Good morning, Dick, and rest of the crew. I'm around that 18 to 20 year mark myself. Yeah, it's been a while. Kids done got a little older, so yes, sir, it's been a little while. KJ5MLZ, back to you, net control. Everyone have a great weekend. Happy Easter.
We all ought to boil some eggs this afternoon. Thanks for being there. Who do I have that like to get in on radio check-ins? Anybody, anywhere? Twice and slowly, please.
K4GTL, K24 Papa Lima, in and out. W8WHK, W8WHK.
KR4 AEG. KR4 AEG.
For Golf 8, Whiskey, Victoria, Victoria. 4 Golf 8, Whiskey, Victoria, Victoria. In and out. 73, everyone, from the Philippines.
All right, good morning to Nick. 4G, I don't know what time it is over there in the Philippines, but we'll say good morning anyway, not because I don't know. 4G8WVV. Nick from the Philippines. Charles, KR4AEG. Good morning, Bill. W8WHK. K4PDL. Philip, looks like you're new to the East Coast Reflector, not only to the net, but to the East Coast Reflector. Welcome. Looks like you do have a current email address on QRZ, so the system will send you out a welcome package. W2WXD. Yeah, it looks like Ben, WD8CZP is going to start us off this morning. Good morning to you, Ben. I thought I saw you in the Zoom room this morning. Got everything minimized here on my computer, but I thought I saw you in there. Good morning. When was the last time you colored Easter eggs?
Good morning, Dick. I think I'm finally getting set up here. It's got to have been over 20 years for me, but the wife said that she did it last year, so
I'm like, wait a minute, where do we distribute the eggs at? I know the camp activities director puts out plastic Easter eggs and puts in prizes, monetary, restaurant gift cards, things like that. It doesn't do that many of them, and we have to go out and do everything. I guess, about 20 years there has been me. Anyway, back to net there. This is Whiskey Delta 8, Charlie Zulu, Papa WDP, in beautiful downtown Winter Haven, 70 degrees.
Morning, Riverview, Michigan. It was a text checking, wasn't it? Where am I going here? I'm sorry. I did screw myself up here this morning. Well, let me see if N2WZD is with us.
Good, Dick and Vicky and all the Brew crew. And yeah, I'm with you. I haven't colored Easter eggs in at least 20 years. Back to that N2WXD monitoring.
Yeah, I wasn't paying close attention. I think he stuck in a couple texts there, and Bill, good morning. W8WHK. When was the last time you colored Easter eggs, Bill? WHK, Bill. You still with me? Back to Bill. It's unusual that he's not there. KR4AEG. Charles, good morning. Charles, KR4AEG. Are you still with me this morning? Dropping off like flies. One more call for Bill in North Fort Myers, W8WHK.
Yes, I'm here. Everything should be working now. Strange things. Just once in a while. Your signal your voice starts to sound gravelly, and so I have to get in again and it starts to work. So it's 68 degrees here in North Fort Myers, and clear skies. And we did, my son used to live in Arcadia, which is a rural area, in 4 chickens. And you know how many eggs 4 chickens could put out? Like literally hundreds a week. We had plenty of eggs, so that was 5 years ago. We colored about a dozen eggs, maybe a few more, and haven't since, but so 5 years ago, we colored eggs. Okay, I hope everybody has a great Easter, and God bless. This is W8WHK and 73. Back to net control.
Thank you, Bill. Hope I'm not gravelly anymore. Good morning to Jose, KJ5MEL. KJ5MEL. Jose, you still with me? Let's go to Larry, KM7CGI. Good morning, Larry.
Happy Friday. It's been 10 years plus, since the kids were younger, and we colored eggs. But not a bad idea. Maybe when the wife gets up in a little while, we'll talk. And maybe you color Easter eggs today. But everybody have a great day, and a happy Easter, KM7CGI.
All right, good morning to Luke, KA4EPS, Lake Worth, Florida.
Hey, morning, Dick. I'm actually in Key West, Florida today. And to answer the question, it's been over 30 years. Have a good day, Dick. KA4EPS, Key West.
Lucky dog being down there. Happy Easter to you as well. Good morning, Ed, K4POI.
Good morning, Dick and the Brew Crew. I would say my daughter's 59. She was probably 9 or 10 then, so I'd say 50 years. We're talking 50 years.
50 years. That's a long time, Ed. Thank you. In Lake Worth, Florida, KG4GOQ.
Good morning, Dick, and good morning to the morning Brew Crew. I would say it's been well over 30 years for me. Back to the net. This is KG4GOQ and Hong Kong.
Looks like we got a tie for 30 years. Good morning, Joe. Deerfield Beach, N3SQR.
Well, good morning, Dick, Vicky, and Jeff, and the rest of the Brew Crew. It's been about 50 years, and it wasn't a fond memory for me. We were out and, dyeing the eggs, and back in the day, I was a no-good scoundrel of a rascal, and I mixed in the eggs that were not hard-boiled yet, and so they got all mixed in there, and it was terrible. It was terrible. So I just had to get that off my chest and beg for forgiveness, Dick. So everyone have a great Easter, and God bless everyone. N3SQR back to net control. I've changed my ways.
Joe learned the hard way. Gotta boil them first. Good morning, Roy. Roy, KA8BYU.
Good morning, Dick, and everybody on the Brew. KA8BYU. Yeah, it's been 7 years. My niece and a nephew were visiting, so eggs then. And I check in usually when the kids get me up for treats or food or something like that. So that's why I'm further down the list. They let me sleep a little before they decided to rat race around the house last night. Everybody have a great Easter and a good Friday. And we'll talk to everybody later. Back to you.
I think you told us that before, Roy. Good morning to Jake, A1MCO.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and everybody from the Morning Brew. Happy Easter to everybody. It's K1MCO. I would say like 14 years back. My son was 5, and it was something going on in school, and that's when I went to paint the eggs and do the egg hunt and all that with him. But he grew up already. He's 19 years old now, so time flies. Thanks for picking me out this morning, Dick. It's nice to hear you. This is K1MCO, the voice of Orlando.
Thanks, Jay. I know you said yesterday you didn't know if you were going to be able to make it this morning with the work schedule, but it's good to hear you. Well, we're waiting for somebody to say that they colored eggs this year. Who's going to be the first? Good morning, Zachary, KI6KQO.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the Brew crew. Unfortunately, it's not going to be me saying I'm going to be coloring eggs this year because the kids are all grown up. It's about 18 years ago last time I did eggs. So everyone have a blessed Easter weekend. Back to you, Dick, KI6KQO.
You as well, Zachary. Good morning to Randall, K8. What's up?
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Vic, and good morning to the rest of the Brew crew. Well, I'm going to be, I think, the longest one, or probably in the top two. So the last time I did it was when I was a kid, so that puts it about 55 years ago. Haven't done it since. So with that, this is K8UFM, back to that control. Everyone, an outstanding Friday and even a better weekend.
That's going to be tough to beat that one, Randall. Good morning to you. Good morning, Joe. KM4WZD.
Hey, good morning, Dick. Good morning to the... I'm going to be between 20 and 25 years. I'm racking my brain and trying to come up with a more solid, concise answer, but that's about as good as I'm going to get. So I guess I'm in the 20-plus category. Everybody take care. 7-3s. We'll talk again next week. It's KM4WZD. Back to net.
Good morning to Gary, K4HBT.
Good morning, Dick, Becky, and the rest of the Brew crew. It's got to be right around 45 years ago when the kids were small. That's it for me. K4HBT, back to the net.
All right, Gary. Thanks. Wayne, Baltimore, New York, KC2NJV.
Good morning, Dick, and the rest of the crew, Vicky and Jeff. Easter eggs. By the way, this is KC2NJV. Haven't done it probably since I'm 5, so that's like 62 years ago. So I guess that's my answer. Have a lovely day.
You better go buy a dozen eggs this morning as well, Wayne. Ray, Beaver, Pennsylvania, good morning. This is Dick WB2JPQ.
Good morning, Dick, and the rest of the net in there this morning. It's been 9 or 10 years when my grandchildren were young. Back to net. This is N3DQD.
Good morning to Gil, K4GDS. K4GDS, Gil, are you still with us? Good. K4 MMX, Oakland Park, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning to everybody. Simple answer, never. K4MMX, back to net.
Found a category for that. Good morning, Mark. Nice to see you last night. N0CKV.
Morning, Dick. Everybody else on the Brew crew and everybody else on the net. Thanks. It was fun last night. It put me down for never also. I can't remember the last time. Everybody have a great Easter for those that celebrate. Happy Passover for those. And 0CKV back to net.
Seem to have a good time in asking Elmer, don't we, Mark? I enjoy that. It's a fun night. A little bit of camaraderie and a lot of questions and answers. So thanks for being there. Good morning, Phoenix, Arizona, KK7DY.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew. Been 49 years since I colored Easter eggs. Back to net control, KK7DY.
Nice. Got it down. Thanks for the quick answers, and we'll move along much swifter this morning if they are. Newcastle, Pennsylvania. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and everybody on the Brew there. It'll be 1 year, and I've been informed that tomorrow will be, we're doing it again now. So have a great day and a great weekend. W3CVE.
There you go. Something new for tomorrow, Chuck. Color one for us in the Zoom room here, the Morning Brew crowd. Good morning, Dan. Spring Heights, WA8PGV.
Good morning, Dick. This is Whiskey Alpha 8 Papa Golf Victor. Put me down for 65 years ago, about 65 years ago. Thank you, WA8PGV.
And I think we ought to, tomorrow morning, we ought to have an Easter egg coloring class here on the East Coast Reflector. 65 years. KB3EYR, good morning.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Vicky. Everybody on the Brew crew this morning. This is KB3EYR, and I'm probably in the 16 to 20 year category there when the kids have a great weekend. Back to net control.
Thank you, Greg. Let's move on to Fernando. Nice meeting you last night from Leesburg, Florida, KR4KVL. Good morning.
Good morning, Vicky. Good morning to everybody on the net. It's been about 25 years or so since I've colored Easter eggs. Wishing everybody a good Easter and good Passover holiday. It's KR4KVL. Back to net control.
Oh, thank you. Let's go to Michael, KF8EZB.
Morning, first the Brew crew. Hey, it's Michael, and the call sign and name are right, but it's Farmington Hills, Michigan. QRZ had a database issue yesterday. But it's been 10 years. 10 years for me. Everyone have a wonderful Easter. Back to net control.
We had somebody from Fayetteville, West Virginia. I got all excited. You blew my bubble. QRZ had an issue. All right, Elmer, Allen Park, Michigan, KB5NJU. Good morning. KB5NJU, Elmer. Still with me? I guess we better mark Elmer 1 and done. Good morning, Bob in Leesburg, W3ICQ.
Good morning, Dick, and good morning, Vicky, and everybody. It's been 50 years since we've colored Easter eggs when my daughters were small. W3ICQ, back to you. Everybody have a good day.
The water boiling, Bob, might be a good project for this afternoon. Do some Easter eggs. I always enjoyed coloring eggs. I always, it was one of my favorite things the holidays. I think coloring Easter eggs with the kids. George, Middletown, New York, N2BIA. BIA, George. From George, let's go to Texas. Good morning. Look at 5 DBS.
Great big Texas howdy to everybody on the crew this morning. It's been
40 years based on my age of my 50-year-old son. We switched to plastic, and my 25-year-old's granddaughters are plastic only, so it's been a long time. I miss it. I certainly enjoyed it as a kid. Back to the net. Thank you, sir. The little box in the Zoom. Your name and call sign. Good morning, David. I see you in there. Alrighty, this is Dick, WB2Q30 past the hour. Let's take some radio check-ins. Anybody anywhere? Try to twice and slowly, please. Victor, KC7, FB10, KC7, FB10, Boca Raton, mobile, short of time. KJ5, WGR, KJ5, Whiskey, Golf, Romeo, Houston, Texas. November 5, Charlie Hotel Bravo. November 5, Charlie Hotel Bravo. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Kilo Juliet 5, Delta X-Ray Bravo. Juliet 5, KF8, SHB, Juliet 5, KF8, SHB.
Kilo Echo 2, Golf. Kilo Echo 2, Golf, Whiskey, Kilo.
Golf, Uniform Yankee, Kilo, Juliet 5, Golf, Uniform Yankee, I think getting stepped.
Whiskey Papa 3, Papa Fox. Whiskey Papa 3, Papa Fox.
Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet. Victor Alpha 3, Kilo Tango Juliet.
Well, let me grab it here this morning, kids. Good morning, Degenzik, KA3, KTJ, WP4, I think we have that right, WP3, Peter Foxtrot. I believe that's correct, came in from Boynton Beach, Florida. Good morning, we have Eric from Cheektowaga, KE2, GWK, John, KF8, FHB, Guy, KJ5GUI, Mike, a regular on here, KC3LA, Frank from Sugarland, KJ5DXB, W7VWP, N5CHB, Walter from Houston, KJ5WGR. Just before Walter, there was a KC7 something BN. He was mobile and it was in South Florida. That station only, please. Well, good morning, the control. This is Kilo Charles 7 Foxtrot Baker Nancy. Bravo 1 Kilo Papa Mike. I got stepped on. Florida. So good morning to you. 2JA X-ray Echo 2 Juliet Alpha Mobile. Get in out this morning. Top of the list. Good morning. Victor Echo 3, Mike Papa Hotel Mobile was short time. KT7 FBM, did you want to tell us the answer to our question this morning? When was the last time you colored Easter eggs? Thank you for letting me come in early. About 18 years ago, my girlfriend / acquaintance, whatever, we did some Easter eggs, and hope everyone has a good holiday, that which is appropriate for you. AC7, FBS. Good morning to Walter in Houston, Texas, KJ5WGR. Good morning, everyone. I would say it's been about 10 years since I've colored Easter eggs. Everyone have a great weekend, and back to net control. 10 years it is. As I mentioned, we will be doing the second cup this morning. Vicky's had trouble talking lately, so she'll be on the morning brew, but she maybe make a few with me this morning on the second cup, hopefully. So we will be doing the second cup after Jeff's hour, so as always we do on Fridays. Good morning to Walter, and what did I just do? I just did Walter. Chuck, Sugarland, Texas, N5 CHB. Good morning. Morning, Brew Crew. Happy Good Friday. Gosh, I'm going to put it somewhere 20 years. Flies, time flies. N5 CHB. Still looking for somebody that did them yesterday. Morning, Mike, K7VWP.
This is Mike, K7VWP. Good morning to everybody. I believe it's been 25 years for me, so K7VWP back to next.
It is. Good morning, Frank, Sugarland, Texas, KJ5DXB.
Good morning to you, Dick, Vicky, everybody in the crew. It's been about 50 for me. Thanks for the check-in. Have a great weekend, everybody. DXB. Back to you, Dick.
Thank you, Frank. Good morning, Mike, KC3LAV.
Yes, sir. Fine. Good morning, KT3LAV, Mike in Warwick Township, Lancaster, Pennsylvania. We're going to hook you up. I made a dozen red beet eggs yesterday. They're red for Sunday lunch. KT3LAV, back to net. Happy Easter, all.
Mike, yesterday. There you go. Vicky put yesterday in, so we'll see if we can tap that today. Good morning to Guy, 5GUY. This is Kilo, Juliet 5, Golf Uniform Yankee, and Miss Vicky 2 from Guy down here in Harvey, Louisiana. Answers a question about 7 years ago with my godson. We haven't done it since. Hopefully, I think he's still coloring eggs with his family. I believe. I don't know. We'll have to see this year. Actually, might have to take off today. But everybody have a good Friday and a good Easter. It's Kilo Juliet 5, Golf Uniform Yankee. Back to that control. Thank you, sir. I'm going to hop up the page here a little bit and go to Beaver, Pennsylvania, and get Anna in here this morning, KD3AJN. Anna, when was the last time you colored Easter eggs? Good morning.
Good morning, Vic, and everyone else on the crew this morning. It's been 5 or 6 years since I colored eggs. And Vic, I want to know if you're going to teach the Easter egg coloring class tomorrow. If you are, I'll be there. Everyone have a great day and have a happy Easter. KD3AJN.
Well, I'll get with you later. Maybe you can co-host with me and we'll decide on a time. The East Coast Reflector Easter egg coloring contest or whatever we want to call it. So think about that, Anna. Thank you for being there and happy Easter to you. Gary, Woodhaven, Michigan, N8ZFH.
Morning, Dick, and everybody in the Brew Crew this morning. And it's been a year, and it will be later today. My wife usually does them. I do one token Easter egg. Please check it out. N8ZFH, back to net.
The one for Vicky, myself, and Fun Button. Thank you. Good morning, John. KF8FHB.
KF8, it's probably been about 20 years since I dyed my fingers and got a little bit on the egg. Happy Easter, back to net.
20 years it is, John. Good morning to Eric in Cheektowaga, New York, KE2GWK.
Good morning, everybody. Easter weekend. I'm going to say I did eggs on Wednesday with kids, and I know I struck out with the picnic question yesterday, but I was able to help out today. So, happy Easter, everybody, and back to you next, KE2GWK.
Eric, I don't know, your audio is real low. Turn the gain up to hear you this morning. Boynton Beach, Florida, WP3PF. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. Nice temperature here. Thanks for what you do. I've never done that. Back to you. 73s.
You have a category for never. We please everybody. Jenzik, good morning. VA3KTJ.
Good morning, Dick. Good morning, Vicky, and everyone. This is VA3KTJ. I don't remember exactly, but it must be when my kids were younger, so I guess it was about 20 years ago. But don't be too old. Have a great Easter weekend, and back to net control. This is VA3KTJ.
Thank you, Jenzik. We got you down for 20 plus. Good morning to Randy. One of the guys behind the scenes here that does a lot from West Seneca, W2RBC. Good morning.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, and everyone on the Morning Brew. It's been at least 20 years since I colored Easter eggs. I used to make them for an Easter breakfast I hosted. Happy Easter to everyone. Back to Nut Control. W3 to all. W2 RBC.
Thanks, Randy. It looks like Omar from Mexico, XE2JA, was in and out this morning. If you're still listening, good morning to you. Let me go to Al, one of the morning boosters here, K8BAC. Good morning, Al.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, everybody in the Brew Crew. Gosh, I can't remember the last time I did that. Has been at least 10 years. So, but everybody have a happy Easter, and we'll catch you back here tomorrow morning for the 20-meter net. Back to you, Dick, KBAC.
Well, next up, Scott. I bet yours boiling, right, Scott? W2BLP.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky from the back porch this morning. No, the water's not boiling. I kicked the boy and the wife out for the weekend. They're going to Gettysburg, and it's been about 15 years since we colored eggs. But I eat a lot of them, but don't color them. Have a great Easter, everyone, and a happy Dingus Day on Monday. This is W2BLT.
As well, sitting on the porch, I just looked at my temperature gusser here, and it says it is 62 in West. So I guess we're going to have a nice warm morning. or maybe hopefully a day. Ypsilanti, Michigan. Good morning, Dave.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and everyone else on the Morning Brew this morning. Put me down for 20 plus years. It's been at least 20. Thanks for doing the net, Dick, and we'll talk to you later. W8ODF.
Dave, 20 plus we got for you. Last on my list here is Mike in Grosse Pointe, Michigan, N8HLN.
Morning, everyone. It's Dick, the crew. 63 degrees and clear skies in the backyard this morning. It's going to be a nice opening day here in Detroit. Answer to the question is probably 20 plus years for me also. So there we go. Everybody have a great weekend. N8HLN clear.
Thank you, Mike. Happy to you as well. See, Bob just hopped in here from eCourse, KQAU. Morning, Bob.
Morning, Dick. Dick, for 20 years since what? Question, please.
I should repeat it once in a while, right? The question for this morning is, when was the last time you colored Easter eggs? When was the last time you colored Easter eggs? Good morning, Bob.
Morning, Dick, Vicky. I got to say 50 years since I was real young. I can't remember. I was probably 8 years old. Every have a great day. I'll be on the second, KQAU, Bethnet.
Bob will come join Anna and I tomorrow morning for our Easter egg coloring group here. We haven't decided on the time yet. All right, let me just see if we have any. Do I have any Echolink stations? Echolink stations have a hard time getting in, as some of us know. On Echolink, you have a clear channel to get in. They can never key up over the top of somebody. So do I have any Echolink stations?
With Victor Echo 3, Mike Popple on RF been trying to get in 4 times. Mobile, short time.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Foxtrot. Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Fox, Vernon Waterdown. I am pedestrian mobile. Kilo Charlie 4, Echo Golf Mobile. Kilo Charlie 4, Echo Golf Mobile.
Kilo Bravo 2 India, Papa Lima, KB2IPL. Bravo 1 Kilo Papa Mike.
All right, well, we had a few Echolink stations. Give a break. Good morning to Art in West Haven, Connecticut. WB1 KPM. Joe, Best Page KB2IPL. Elmer, KC2EJ. Vern, good morning to you, sir. We'll get to you in just a minute. And just before Vern, I don't think he was an Echolink station. He said he was mobile. I haven't called for mobiles lately, but it was VE3MPH. Is this John? Good morning.
Yep, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time getting in. I'm like directly underneath the repeater. Looking at the repeater for my destination I just pulled up at. But yeah, it's been about 47 years, or sorry, about 37 years, 38 years since the last time I colored. But yeah, I just don't know why I'm having a hard time getting in. I tried to get in like 4 times, and just wasn't in there.
You're coming in through the GM repeater in Detroit, and there has been some issues. I haven't noticed any in the last month or so, but sometimes local repeat, but it's not coming down out the port to come onto the All-Star. No, we've had reports of that. But possibly that's it. But when Vicky logged you was the first time we heard you. Good morning to Vern. Foot Mobile, Waterdown, Ontario, VA3CRF.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky. Sorry for the delay. Somebody else keyed up there. Yeah, just out for a walk. It is almost 60 degrees, fairly sunny. We're supposed to get a bit of rain today, but it's not looking like it right now, although everything's wet. It was raining overnight. Dick, in terms of your question, I don't think I've ever colored Easter eggs. Put me down for never. And I wasn't sure if it was going to be a net this morning because it's Good Friday, statutory holiday up here, so pretty much everything's closed. I'm glad. And I will definitely join the egg coloring group. VA3CRF.
Deanna to come up with the time. We'll go to her later. Thanks, Fern. Good morning to Elmer in Atlanta, Georgia. KC4EG. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Dick, and the whole station. To answer the question, I never done painting eggs, but I do experience egg hunting way back. I did it 42 years now. 73 years old, KC4EG mobile, back to the net.
Hunting. I don't know. We'll let Vicky put you down for never, but you know, maybe never plus, Vicky. Maybe we'll give him an extra point for an egg hunting. It requires a lot more effort than coloring eggs. Thanks for being there, Elmer. Good morning to Joe in Bethpage, New York, WB2IPL.
B2IPL, good morning. Yeah, has been quite a while. At least 20 years or so. I love joking with my wife. You know, I like to buy the pre-colored ones. Of course, they only come in brown, but everyone have a happy Easter. I'm off today because I work for a Catholic publisher, so I'm off for Good Friday. KB2IPL.
We missed your answer. It was our fault here. I think we were talking. What was your answer, Joe?
Nope, I haven't colored eggs in 20 years, probably. Except the brown ones, of course. KB2IPL.
Around 20 years plus. I'll boil up a few and come join Anna and I tomorrow morning. Art, West Haven, Connecticut, WB or KB1 KPM.
Good morning, Vicky. Yeah, put me down for 20 years. I haven't colored eggs in about 20 years. KB1 KPM, back to the net.
Years it is. I wonder if we're going to inspire anybody to go and do some eggs today. I hope we do. Maybe they'll come back and tell us Monday that they colored eggs. Scott, morning, N6ZAR. Good. And Vicky and everybody on the Brew, happy Good Friday. I've never done that, but, you know, I might just try that this weekend with my 6-year-old daughter. Gonna have to watch a couple of YouTube videos and figure out exactly how to do it. Or maybe come and watch you and Anna tomorrow morning. Everybody have a great day, and they are back to you, Dick. Well, Scott, if you do some, do one for the Brew Crew, like I told a couple other people. Take a picture, send it in. We'll put it up on our Facebook page. Reflect back on today's question. Morning, Jeff. Rochester Hills, KE8SNM.
Good morning, Dick and Vicky and everyone on the this is KE8SMN. You gotta put me in the plus 20-year category. Although we might, we had a couple of grandchildren, so that might change here if you ask me next year. KE8SMN, back to net.
I hope it does. I'm sure it will. It's really something to do with kids and grandkids. It's, if that's your belief. Bill, last on the list, good morning. I just see you popped into the Zoom. Good morning, Bill, N2BH.
Good morning, Dick, Vicky, Buddy. Man, it's been over 20 years. Haven't done it since my kids were little. Hope everybody has a wonderful Easter weekend, N2BH.
Well, thanks for all you do here. Bill is our net manager. For those of you that don't know, he helps keep the train on the tracks for all the nets. Not an easy job. Alrighty, I got a few minutes left. I think what I'll do here is we'll get a list started with Jeff, and then I'll turn it over to Jeff and let Mr. Fun Button get in here. So I guess we'll go with anybody. Let's see if we have any mobiles. Let's see if I have any mobiles here coming up to the top of the hour before I send it, before we take general. So mobiles only, please.
Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel. Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel, mobile.
All right, we got you, Lee. Jeff will put you up at the top of the list there. Anybody anywhere? Let's get a list started. That's for Jeff. Twice and slowly, please.
Whiskey 4, Tango Alpha Bravo. November Hotel Victor, K4 NHV, Nick in Sebring, Florida.
Oh, might be slim pickings this morning. Good morning to Nick and Sebring, K4NHV. Jose, Charlotte, North Carolina. Good morning to you, W4TAB. And of course, Lee, W5WLH. Well, that'll do it for me this morning for the morning brew. Vicky and I and others maybe will be back at the top of the second cup. Well, thanks for having a little bit of fun with me. And I'll turn it over to Jeff. And I see that Mike N6AAN just texted in along with Rick N6DT. Morning, Jeff. It's all yours.
Well, thank you, Dick. Good morning, everyone. This is Jeff, KE0GKF. I'm located in Omaha, Nebraska. We've had a couple of good days of rain, which we definitely needed, but it's going to be sunny weekend. But it was nice to have a good couple of days of steady rain. We certainly needed it. And welcome to the second hour of the Easter edition of the Morning Brew. Let's go to the top of the list here and get right back to it. Let's go to Wimberley, Texas, W5WLH. Lee, the question of the day is, when was the last time you colored Easter eggs? Good morning, Lee.
Good morning, everybody on the Brew Crew. I hope today counts. We boiled eggs last night to get ready for the grandkids this afternoon, and we're having our big Easter fun party tomorrow. So we're going to color eggs tonight with my new grandkids, my little ones, 3 and 5. So Whiskey 5, Whiskey Lima Hotel, back to that.
All right. Well, happy Easter to you, fondly. Jose, Charlotte, North Carolina, W4TAB.
Good morning, Net Control. Morning, Brewers. It has been about 11 months, 3 weeks, and some hours. So it's been a year, and we'll probably do it again with my 2 daughters and their friends in the neighborhood. So it should be fun. Have a great weekend, everyone. And turn it over back to Net Control. This is Whiskey 4, Tango Alpha Bravo. All right, Jose. Happy Easter to you. Thanks for stopping by. Good morning, Nick. Heading down to Sebring, Florida. K4 NHV. How you doing, Nick?
Good morning, Jeff. Everybody here on the Brew crew. Dick, thanks for getting me in there. Let's see, the last time, I'd have to say 60 years ago. Even maybe longer than that. I was a little... that's the last time I remember coloring Easter eggs. It's going to be a nice sunny day here. It looks like a nice weekend up till Sunday. Hopefully we get some rain then. Everybody have a great Easter and Good Friday. K4 NHV.
All righty, Nick. Happy Easter, sir. Rick, heading over to California, Lodi, California. N6DT. Rick, push the fun button.
Good morning. This is N6DT. Well, 1 year ago, last Easter, last time I colored eggs. N6DT.
All right, Rick, we got that. You were just a little quiet on your audio. Just letting you know I had to crank up my volume all the way to get you there. You may want to address that. Have a good weekend. Mike in Valley Springs, California. We're staying over on the West Coast. K6AAN. Good morning.
Good morning to everybody on the Brew crew. Oh, it's been a good 25 years for me. Looks like you haven't done that in a long time. Anyway, you guys all have a great Easter weekend there and enjoy. Family time. This is K6AAN.
Canada is Bill, VA3YBS.
Jeff and Vicky, buddy on the net. It would be 40 plus years for me back when we were little. Thanks for doing the net, and everybody have a good weekend.
All righty, Bill. Have yourself a fine weekend, sir. Richard in Sumter, South Carolina. N4 SM. Good morning.
Personally, for me, it's been over 60 years since we dyed eggs, but with the kids, probably 40 years. Back to you.
All right, Richard. Have yourself a fine weekend. The text line is 716-317-9050. Just put that in your phone. Put your call sign in. Vicky will get you on the log. Last on this list, and we'll be ready for another round of weekends, is Bob in Hamburg, New York. KC2JZE. Good morning.
Good all on that. It's got to be probably 30 plus years since I went to Easter egg kids. Easter egg hunt. My kids were quite young. Well, have a great weekend, everyone. Happy Easter to those that celebrate. Back to that, KC2JZE.
All righty, Bob. Have yourself a fine Easter weekend. That this list, we're ready for another round of check-ins. If you come twice and slowly for Vicky, she'll get you on the low. Oh.
Kilo Echo 2 Alpha Romeo Charlie KE2 ARC.
Kilo Charlie 5 Charlie Zulu X-ray. P5 CZX.
Kilo 5, Mike, Kilo 4, Delta India Yankee. Kilo 4, Delta India Yankee.
KK4, QAN, Kilo 4, Papa Yankee November, Papa Yankee November.
N3VGB, November 3, Victor Golf Bravo, in and out. Foxtrot Golf Delta, Kilo Charlie 3, Fox Golf Delta. K2AP, K2AP. N5GI, N5GI. Number 1, Whiskey Echo Bravo, N1 WEB.
Kilo 8 Victor Delta, Kilo 8 Victor Delta.
Okay, we'll go with this list right here from the bottom up. K8VD Michael, N1 WEB Web. We had a station with maybe an X. That's all Vicky's got there right now. Not sure if that's enough to go on. Give us your call twice and slowly. Oh, okay. Vicky corrected me. That was just a double that she X'd out on the log. Moving up, K2AP Joe, KC3FGD Ray, N3VGB Michael, you were an IO. Have a good Easter weekend. KK4PYN Joseph, KDJQ Kevin, KK4 Do It Yourself DIY Gene, K5MPH Michael, you were an IO. Have a good weekend, sir. Thanks for stopping in. Rick, N5GI, KC5, EZX, Daryl, WA8CLG Doug, and at the top of the list is KE2ARC. Before we go with this list here, remember there is at the top of the next hour is the second cup. Say good morning to Dick and Vicky. It's Friday, so we made it. Of course, there is going to be a second cup. Let's go to Ron in Sydney, New York, KE2ARC. What about those colored eggs, Ron? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody on the net. Yeah, put me down for 20 years plus. Been a long time there. Used to enjoy it though when I was younger, but kind of grew out of it. KE2ARC back to the control.
You got it. Ron, have a weekend. Doug in Homosassa, Florida. WACLG.
This is WA8CLG. Good morning, everybody. And wow, it's been so long I can't even remember. But based on the age of my children, I got to go in that 60-year column somewhere. Everybody have a very good day and a very nice weekend. Back to you, Jeff.
Doug, we got you down. Have a fine weekend. Daryl in Lubbock, Texas, KC5. ZCZX. Good morning, sir.
Well, good morning to everybody on the Brew. For me, it's probably about 35 plus years ago. Even though my baby has just turned 20, we've done plastic eggs with her. But my older two, yes, we really did do real eggs, but 35 plus years. So back to net, KC5CZX.
Daryl, have yourself a good one, sir. We'll talk to you next time. Heading over down to the Villages, Florida. Rick, good morning. N5GI.
Well, Jeff, Vicky, and the rest of the Brew crew, good morning. Happy Friday, everybody. It's a beautiful day here in the Villages. As for The question, I'm going to have to go with the same as Daryl, like 35 years since the kids are young enough to do real colored Easter eggs. Back to net and 5GI.
Yeah, it's been a while for me. Not quite that long, but it's been about, I don't know, about 12, 15 years or so. With grandkids was the last time. Of course, they're all getting ready to graduate. Have a good one. We'll talk to Gene. Let's talk to Gene in Homosassa, Florida. KK4 DIY. Good morning, Gene. Over to you. Good morning, Dick and Vicky. This is KK4 DIY. Well, I don't have kids, so I never colored Easter eggs with kids, but I do remember coloring them when I was a kid. So I'm going to say the last time I did that was probably 70 years ago. That's the story. KK4 DIY. Thanks a lot. All right, Gene. Well, maybe it's time to color up some eggs today. And enjoy a nice hard-boiled egg afterwards. Have a good one. Kevin, Bowling Green, Ohio, KF8 DJQ.
Good morning, Jeff. Good morning, Vicky. The Brew crew, everybody on the net. I'm 68 now, so probably 60 years, I would imagine. Everybody have a good weekend. Observing Easter Monday, or is there going to be a net on Monday? KF8, DJQ. Back.
Yes, there definitely will be a net on Monday, sir. Good question. Yeah, we'll be here. So stop on back. Have a good weekend. Joseph in Apopka, Florida, KK4PYN. Good morning.
Yep, don't remember the last time. Couldn't tell you. At any rate, y'all have a good weekend, and go Artemis, KK4PYN.
All righty, Joseph. Have yourself a good weekend. Moving on down the list to Ray in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania. KC3FGD. Push the fun, sir.
Yeah, good morning. I present one on the Brew. Yeah, it definitely is a fun button here. Greetings from Lancaster County, home of the Amish community here. Has to be about 25 years ago with our granddaughter. Everyone have a wonderful day, wonderful weekend. Back to Jeff at Net Control.
Yeah, Ray, I was born in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, but I was out of there at 2 years old. Couldn't tell you anything about it. Have a good one. Joe in East Islip, New York, K2AP.
Good morning, Jeff. Everyone on the net, happy Easter. 70 wonderful degrees. I would say 10 years. I have not colored Easter eggs for 10 years, although my children colored Easter eggs last year. Have a wonderful day, everyone. K2AP, back to net.
All righty, Joe. Happy Easter to you. Let's go to Webb in Collierville, Tennessee. How you doing, Webb? N1WEB.
Thank you, Jeff. Thank you, Vicky. Good morning to the net. Well, I just consulted with the Easter Bunny, and she told me, well, it's less than 5 years, so probably put us down for 1 to 5. Everybody have a great weekend and a great Easter. N1WEB.
All right, Webb. Have a fine weekend. Michael in Spring, Texas. K8VD. Good morning.
Good morning, and
Happy Friday to everybody. I'm just gonna have to say maybe like 34 years it's been for me. Back to net control.
Well, bust out the food coloring. Michael, have a good weekend. Let's go to Mike in Sebring, Florida, KB2, UDB.
Good morning, the Brew crew and everyone else, and those in the Zoom room. I'm going to say 7 years ago. I got grandkids that are from 2 to 16, 10 of them. They're all up north. So that was the last time we did that, was about 7 years ago. Take care, have a good day, and enjoy your Easter. KB2 UDB, back to net.
All righty, Mike. Thanks for stopping by. And speaking of the Zoom room, if anyone wants to join us, there's a couple different ways to go, but one I always bring up is just go to our website. Put in the URL eastcoastreflector.com, right in your URL line on your browser, of course, eastcoastreflector.com. You just scroll to the bottom of the page, and there's an icon that says Zoom room. Click on it, and you'll join us. Let's go to Perry in Pittsburgh, Florida. K4PJM, good morning.
Well, good morning, Jeff, Vicki, and everybody on the Morning Brew, and happy Easter. We here in Florida are truly blessed. We had our little granddaughter, 5.5. You've seen her before, Kinsley. She's been on in the Zoom. She comes down, and we have to color eggs every year. So we did them last year, and we're doing them again Sunday. Lots of fun with her. Everybody have a great holiday weekend. K4, PJM, back to net.
Well, that sounds like enjoy your time with the family and have a good weekend. Scott, to wrap up this list, and we'll be ready for another round. In Jamestown, New York, N7, FGP.
Well, good morning, Jeff, and everybody out there on the net this morning. Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I'm thinking right around 15 years. All right, yeah, 15 years. Back to you.
All right, Scott, you have yourself a fine weekend. Thanks for wrapping up this list for us, and we're ready for another round of check-ins. Twice and slowly, please, for Vicki on the log.
Whiskey, Quebec 9 Victor, WQ9V. Whiskey, Quebec 9 Victor, Brownsville, Texas.
KO4QMM. KO4QMM. Bravo, Zulu. U17EG. W7. Delta Echo Golf. Wait a couple seconds there for any echoes, links, or something that might come in there. But let's go with this list. W7DEG, David. KO4QMM, Roger. KD2WBZ, Bob. W9 or WQ9V, excuse me, Ken. KJ5LJJ, Greg. You're at the top of the list by the line. Good morning. Question of the day is: when was the last time you colored Easter eggs? Greg, take it away.
Hey, good morning, Brew Crew. The last time I did it was about, close to 40 years ago when my son was small. Back to you, Net Control.
All right, Greg. Have a good weekend. Ken in Brownsville, Texas. WQ9V. Good morning.
and all those on the Brew crew listening in. I really can't remember ever colored Easter eggs. I guess Easter was not one of our big things, but down here in Brownsville, Texas, you go to the grocery store and you can buy colored full of confetti, and there's a thing down here. They fill them full of confetti, and then they run around in the yard and bust them on their heads, each other's heads. So what that's for, I don't know, but that's what they do down here. So anyway, thank you for running the net. WQ9V, clear.
That sounds like some crazy fun. Ken, have a good weekend. Go to our Lucky 100th check-in. Bob, that's you in Cortland, New York. Lucky number 100, KD2 WBZ.
That's good to hear, Lucky 100. Probably the last time I did Easter egg might have been about 25 years ago when my children were little. But it's a good idea. Maybe I'll do it this weekend. Happy Easter, everybody, and take care. Lucky 100.
Yes, the Easter egg award of the weekend goes to you, Bob. Have a good one. Roger in Umatilla, Florida, KO4 QMM.
First of all, congratulations, Bob, on that lucky 100th. Man, I've been close one of these days. It must be Fun Button Friday, I hear Jeff. And that's always a good day. You can put me down for closer to 40. Closest to 40 years. Shouldn't stay here, got yard work to do in Central Florida. You, Jeff, thanks for making it fun. And morning to you, Vicky. KO4 QMM clear.
Roger, always good hearing you. The Brew as well. Have yourself a good Easter. Wrapping up this list, and we'll be ready for another round of check-ins, so get your fun buttons ready. Let's go to David in Marquette, W7DEG.
And everybody on the Brew, Dave up here in Upper Peninsula, Michigan. We're under storm warning again. We've only had 269 inches so far. Put me down for 49 years since the last time I remember coloring eggs. And thanks for doing the net. W7DEG.
Did I hear right? 200 and some odd inches? Don't float away. David, have a good weekend. My name is Jeff, KE0GKF, with Vicky on the log, KE8VKY. We're ready for another round of check-ins. Bring them on slowly.
Whiskey 8, Romeo Charlie Yankee, Victoria, Romeo Charlie Yankee, Whiskey, Double B, in and out, 73, everyone.
All right. We got W2EM Chuck, 4G8WV Nick, W8RCY Donald, and KK4KU Jason. We might have had a couple of ins and outs there, and we had a couple of doubles. If I didn't call your call sign, bring them now. Okay, we'll go with this list here. K4KU, Jason in Atlanta, Georgia. Good morning. What about those Easter eggs? When was the last time you colored them, Jason? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, everybody on the Brew today. Happy Easter weekend. It's probably 3 or 4 years since I've colored any Easter eggs with some younger cousins of mine. So hope everyone has a great day today, and don't eat so many eggs. This is K4KU, back to net.
All right, Jason, have a good weekend. Donald, Madison Heights, Michigan, W8RCY.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicki, everybody on the Brew crew, and everybody out there. First of all, I want to wish everybody a happy Easter weekend. It's going to be 70 degrees here up here in Madison Heights. Opening day for the Detroit Tigers. Go Tigers. The last time I did Easter eggs was over 30 years ago when my girls were little. And since then, I've done it a couple of times helping out with my local church activities. Again, everybody have the best weekend. Back to net control, and thank you. W8RCY.
All righty. Have yourself a good one, Donald. Talking to you this morning. Nick, you were an IO4G8WVV. Have a good weekend in the Philippines. And W2EM, Chuck in Lancaster, New York. Good morning.
Good. Jeff and the rest of the Brew crew. Eggs, I'd say probably 15 years ago with my grandchildren, back when they were little. Years ago, way back, I had Easter eggs drying on the kitchen table, and my Labrador got them all. What a mess the house was. Yeah, the good old days. Anyway, back to net control, W2EM.
Yeah, dropping that food coloring all over the place. You can't get it off the counter. It stains it. It's been a while. I remember we do the heart egg. You put them on a spoon. You dip them in slowly into the food coloring or something like that. I didn't do it. The wives did it and the kids did it. I just kind of hung around and enjoyed it. We're ready for another round of check-ins. Grab your microphone and come twice and slowly this morning for Vicky. Bring them on. TCS VE3 Tango Charlie Sierra.
Oscar 4, Mike Kilo, Oscar 4, Mike Kilo, in and out.
VK1 JT, Victor Kilowatt 1, Juicy Tomato, in and out.
3 Kilo Delta 2, Tango Yankee Zulu, Mobile, Kilo Delta 2, Tango Yankee Zulu, Mobile, in and out.
All right, N3LLY Glenn IO. Have a good weekend. David KD2 TYZ, your mobile, and IO. Thanks for stopping by. John VK1JT over in Australia. Have yourself a fine weekend. Happy Easter. Jeff KO4MMK, you were an IO from Apopka. Have a good weekend. Let's see, I think that takes care of the IOs. KC2JPQ Frank just came in by the text line. VE3TCS Tim, KI5 PMI Bill, K4ITA Leo. And I think we got everybody else. Leo, good morning. You're up first in Fort Lauderdale. K4ITA, what about Easter eggs?
Good morning. Good Okay, yeah. Good morning from Fort Lauderdale. 79 degrees and, well, a bit humid, but it's gonna be okay. And put me in the 20 plus years for the eggs. Everybody stay happy Easter. This is K488.
Got you down for the 20 plus years. You must be watching the log, Leo. Have a good day. Bill in Hobbs, New Mexico, KI5, PMI.
Jeff, everybody on the Brew. It's probably about 5 years. Greg, hope everybody has a good day and a good week. KI5 PMI, back to net.
All righty, Bill. Have yourself a good one. Heading up to Canada, Tim, VE3, TCS. Good morning. Yeah, Vicky and everybody on frequency. This is TCS. Well, I'm thinking it's back around 1992 when the kids were little. And I am surprised you guys are here on Good Friday. So anyhow, take care. VE3 TCS, back to net. All righty, Tim. You have yourself a good Easter weekend, sir. Let's go to Frank in Lancaster, New York. C2 JPQ. You have 999 check-ins, Frank. It's showing today. You're going to hit 1,000 come Monday. Frank, KC2 JPQ.
Good morning, Jeff and Vicky and everybody on the Brew. It's about 1 year for Easter eggs. It's a tradition, kind of try to keep it going. So, not much going on today, Jeff. Kind of warm over here. I think we got 60-some degrees. And looks like we got a little bit of rain coming in, but I'm just going to wish everybody a happy Easter, and I'll say 7-3, send it back to the net. KC2, JPQ.
Alrighty, Frank, good hearing you as always. Yeah, you have one of the highest check-in counts on the log here for the Brew. Always good hearing you. Wrapping up this list, actually, let's just do them right now. You came in while we were doing that is Dan. You got your bunny suit on this morning, Dan? WPUT.
Good morning. No, I don't have my bunny suit on, but I got it prepped and ready for the weekend. Last time we colored Easter eggs, then it was 5 or 6 with grandkids, at the house here, and we've kind of gotten out of that routine. We do an Easter egg hunt where I hide them in the yard, and the missus has kind of gone with the natural colored eggs, which are brown, green, various shades of tan and that. And which is great for an Easter egg hunt because you can put them in some diabolical places. So we're coloring them in, I want to say it's 5 or 6 years, not really any longer. Back to you, W2PUT.
Alrighty, Dan. Well, hopefully you have an enjoyable Easter weekend. Thanks for stopping in again. It is 34 minutes past the hour. We've got another half an hour of the Brew, roughly. And at the top of the hour, of course, is the second cup. And so stick around, stay connected. Say good morning to Dick and Vicky. We'll wrap up the week here. Come with your call signs slowly, please. Let's get a list going here. Bring them on, please.
Echo 3, Tango Golf November. Victor Echo 3, Tango Golf November. Yep. Missouri, Ontario, Canada.
Kilo Echo 2, Bravo November X-ray. Kilo Echo 2, Bravo November X-ray. In it out.
W2KJV, W2KJV.
KC2LEF, KC2LEF Mobile. Everybody have a good day. In and out.
Okay, I've got the reflector. We just had KM4 CTB Donnie coming by the text line. CC2LEF Ray, you were an IO and mobile in New York. Motor safely. Have a good evening. W2KJV Tony. KE2BNX James, you were an IO in New Jersey. Have a good Easter Sunday coming up. VE3TGN Tim, let's head up to you in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. VE3TGN, good morning.
Good weekend, so take care and we'll come back to you. It's a VE3TGN was going to and me three back to the control.
Alrighty, Tim. We'll have yourself a good Easter up there in Canada, sir. Always good hearing you come in on the morning brew every morning. We can always count on you. You have a good weekend. Tony in Homosassa, Florida, W2KJB. W2KJV. Tony is still with us. Good morning.
Oh, good morning, Jeff. Yeah, I stepped away for a second there. Yeah, it's probably been 40 years since egg coloring, give or take a year. My children are in their 40s now. Hope everyone has a great Easter week, and 7-3 all. Thanks, Jeff, for taking the net today. W2KJV, back to you, Jeff.
Alrighty, Tony. Have a good weekend. Thanks for everything you do. Donnie came in via the text line. CTV via the text line again while we were doing those check-ins. Let's go with add to that. Right now, with your call sign twice and slowly for Miss Vicky. Kilo Charlie 1 Sierra Yankee Quebec. Kilo Charlie 1 Sierra Yankee Quebec.
KR4 Mike Charlie. KR4 Mike Whiskey.
Hotel Charlie uniform.
KR4 EMM. KR4 EMM.
AJ0EF. AJ0EF.
All right, let's go with this. We may have a couple to clear up here. We had KR4 EMM, Vince. KD2HCU, Eric, got that right. KR4 MWW, Mark, looks like right as I head up the log here, she's taking care of him. AJ0EF, Joe. KC1SYQ, David. And at the top of the list, KM4 CTV. Donnie in Jacksonville Beach, Florida. Good morning.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, and everybody on the net. KM4CTB, Donnie, in beautiful, sunny Northeast Florida this morning. Going to get outside and plant some hibiscus, replace some of those that got. The best we can tell, it's been at least 30 years since we colored any eggs. That's what the XYL tells me, so, and she would know. She would have been in charge of that mission. Thanks for doing the net, everybody. Have a great weekend and happy Easter to all. KM4CTB, back to net.
Alrighty, Donnie, go get you a bag of Cadbury chocolate eggs and some chocolate bunnies out there this weekend. Have yourself a good one. David in Essex Junction, Vermont, KC1SYQ.
Good morning, crew. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've done any coloring eggs. I'm going to say 50 years, but, you know. Hey, everyone have a good Friday and a happy Easter. Back to net.
Alrighty, David, have a fine one. It's Fun Button Friday, Joe. You are up next in New York, AJ0EF.
Good morning, Jeff, Vicky, and the rest of the crew. It's been a couple of years since we've colored eggs here. It's kind of hit and miss in our house because a lot of times we're not home for Easter. So I'd say like 2 years. Back to next home, AJ0, yeah, 73.
Alrighty, Joe, have yourself a fine weekend. KR4MWW Mark in Orlando.
Good morning, Net. I think it's probably been about 14 or 15 years since I've colored any Easter eggs, and maybe I'll do that tonight. Who knows? Back to you, and good morning, everybody.
Get yourself some hard-boiled eggs going there. Have a good morning. Eric in New York, KD2HCU.
This is KD2HCU, Eric. Nice, soggy rain here out on Long Island. I have colored Easter eggs since, had to be before the millennium. I can't even remember how far back it was. But, you know, everybody have a nice Easter weekend, starting with this rainy day. And that's it. This is KD2HCU.
Alrighty, Eric. Yeah, we're getting some much needed too, but sunny this weekend, so it'll be perfect. Have a good one. Vince in Fort Lauderdale, KR4EMM. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. This is KR4EMM. No, I can't remember ever coloring eggs. A bystander, what can I tell you? Everybody have a wonderful Easter. God bless. And this is KR. Back to you, Kevin. Bye-bye.
Alrighty, Vince, we got you down in the never column. Wrapping up this list is Jose in Austin, KJ5MEL.
Good morning. Put me in that never column. Never have colored eggs. Thank you.
Two nevers in a row. Jose, have a good Easter weekend. We're ready for another round of check-ins. It's 44 minutes past the hour. At the top of the hour here in about 15, 16 minutes will be the second cup. So stick around, stay connected, and say good morning to Dick and Vicky. And another round of check-ins. Let's get you on the log on net number 1187. Twice and slowly.
Kilo Delta 6, Delta India, Quebec. KD6DIQ, in and out.
Hello,
say yes on the Easters, by the way.
GLW, up and down.
Victor Tango Tango, 4 VTT via Echolink this morning.